Hello guys, welcome back to my lecture on similarity. In the last lecture we had discussed few theorems like BPT, angle bisector property and three parallel line and its transversal. So today we will be seeing few sums on the same concept. Okay, the first sum that we have is, it says identify whether a ray PM is bisector of angle QPR. Okay, the question says identify whether the ray PM is bisector of angle QPR, and the diagram that is given to us is something like this. It says PQR, okay, and 6, and the values that are given to us is 6, 7, 8 and 10. Okay, they are asking us to identify whether this PM, this line PM, is the bisector of QPR. Okay, this angle, this is an angle QPR. Does this ray PM bisect this angle QPR? Now as soon as you see bisector of angle, so of course the property of angle bisector theorem, what is the property of angle bisector? It says if we have a triangle and if an angle is bisected, then we get this side upon this side is equal to this upon this, right? We have already studied this. But when do we say that this side upon this is equal to this and this? When it is given to us that it is an angle bisector. But now here they have not given that it is an angle bisector. It is not given. They are saying identify, means is it an angle bisector? So what we will do, we will take the ratio of the sides. That is, we will use the converse part of property of angle bisector. So we will write here by converse. Okay, 1 minute. Before writing this, let us first check the value. Like what value do we get? So RP upon PQ, that is 7 upon 10. If you have taken RP upon PQ, then you have to take RM upon MQ. Okay, RM upon MQ. So we get 6 upon 8. If you reduce this, you will get 2 3s are 2 4s. So you can see that they are not equal. Now since RP upon PQ is not equal to RM upon MQ, so therefore ray PM is not angle bisector. Is not angle bisector of which angle? QPR. Okay, if we had got the ratio equal, then we will say that this is an angle bisector, because we have already studied the property that if we have an angle bisector, it divides into equal ratios. Okay, so we have one more sum. See right now which all properties that we have discussed. Okay, the questions will be similar to that, and maybe you can have some concept which you have already studied in the lower standards. Right, now here they are saying that we have a triangle APQ and triangle ABC. Angle APQ is 60 degree, ABC is 60 degree. Now they are saying that prove that AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC, that is AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. Now when can we apply this? Now when do we get, so you have to think that when will I get AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC? Something like that we have already studied now. Right, this is a BPT theorem. But if you want to apply BPT theorem, what is the condition? That we should have lines parallel. But you can observe here that it is given that this is 60 degree and this is 60 degree. So we can say that these lines are parallel by corresponding angle test. Right, we have already studied this, how to prove two lines parallel. If we see a letter F, this is a shortcut trick. If we see a letter F 60 and this 60, so these two lines are equal, right? So we can say here that this is the solution. We can say here that angle APQ is equal to angle ABC, and you have to also see that they are on the same side, is equal to 60 degree, and they are formed on same side AB, right? You can see here APQ and ABC are equal and they are formed on the same side. Okay, so therefore angle APQ is parallel to angle ABC. By which test? By corresponding angle theorem. Corresponding angle theorem. Okay, we have, or you can say test, corresponding angle test. Okay, we have corresponding angles, alternate angles and interior angles. So you can see here, we can see a letter F, so this says that this is corresponding angle test. So we got this two, sorry, I wrote this wrong. It should be PQ parallel to BC. Okay, sorry, PQ parallel to BC by corresponding angle test. Two angles of course cannot be parallel. I made a big mistake, sorry for that. Okay, so PQ is parallel to BC. So once you get PQ parallel to BC, let us say this is 1. So now we will say that in triangle ABC, now this information we have already proved that PQ is parallel to BC. So therefore by BPT, that is by basic proportionality theorem, we can say that AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC, hence proved. Okay, so you should know that what are we supposed to do. I mean, if we are asked to prove this, that AP upon PB and AQ upon QC, you have to first think which theorem is applied related to this. Like which theorem can we use? Is there any angle bisector? Is there any angle getting bisected here? No. So you have to recollect all the theorems. Once you know the theorem, see the solution was very easy. So we understood here that the lines are not parallel, but this information is given to us that it is 60 degree and 60 degree. So we said that PQ is parallel to BC. Since we got these two lines parallel by corresponding angle test, then we immediately applied BPT and we got our answer. Okay. Now we have one more question. Now if immediately when you see this question, you can see that the three lines are parallel. Right? This AB is parallel to DC is parallel to FE. But you cannot directly assume this that they are equal. If it is given in the question, then only you can assume. By just observing, you cannot say that yes, these three lines are parallel. Don't make that mistake. If it is specified in the question, then you can assume it. Okay. So since it is already given in the question that AB is parallel to CD is parallel to FE, so we can directly understand that this theorem, this sum is related to three parallel lines and it's transversal. So we can directly state that by theorem of three parallel lines and its transversals, okay, and its transversal, we get, what do we get? What we can say, you can see from this side. Okay, you can say that AC upon CE is equal to BD upon DF. So write the values. AC is 12, CE is X, BD is 8 and DF is 4. So cross multiply this. So you will get 12 4s are 48 is equal to 8x. So therefore you will get x as 6. Okay. So now we got the value of x. So they are asking us find x and AE. We need to also find this AE. Now you can see that AE is made up of AC and CE. AE is made up of AC and CE. So if you add AC plus CE, you will get AE. So you will say that here A dash C dash E. So therefore AC plus CE is equal to AE, and therefore we get AC is 12, CE is X is equal to AE, and we already have the value of X which is 6. So therefore we get AE is equal to 12 plus 6 which is 18. Okay. So 12 plus 6 is 18. So we get the value of AE as 18 and the value of X is 6. So you can see for all these questions, the calculation part was very easy. You have to think like which property or which theorem is used here. Once you get it, yes, this theorem or property is used, your sum is done. Because what problem occurs is, you will be confused with which theorem to use. If you can recollect or if you can immediately get which theorem to use, your 50% sum is already done. Okay. So keep practicing, because if you keep practicing, you will be well versed with new sums. You will immediately understand which type of theorem we should apply here. And always try to solve mixed sums. Okay, so if you solve mixed sums, your mind will always work. Okay, so we'll see one more sum on this. Now try to guess which type of sum is this. Try to guess which type of sum is this. You can see here that we have an angle bisector. So of course if you have an angle bisector, how many theorems we have studied on angle bisector? How many? Have we studied 10, 15? No, we had only one property of angle. We have only one property of angle bisector. So immediately we can apply it here. So that's what I tell you. You have to observe in the diagram what is given to us. So we can say here that in triangle ABC, ray BD is bisector of angle ABC, right? Of angle ABC, this ray BD is the bisector. So therefore we can say that, see, when do we put therefore? When we understand something from the previous statement. Okay, when we understand something, like in Hindi we say इसलिए, like ऐसा हुआ इसके लिए हम अभी ऐसा लिखने वाले हैं. So here BD is the bisector of angle ABC. Therefore we say that AB upon BC is equal to AD upon DC. So you can write here property of angle bisector. Now what is the, like if you are finding this difficult, like which property to use and which theorem to use, do not go to more sums. Again go back to the previous lecture, see how the property and theorems are, because I think so only that much is sufficient to understand what property and theorem means. Once you understand that what is this, like you have to just identify that okay, this is an angle bisector, so apply angle bisector property. So there is nothing difficult, like you have to prove something or do a lengthy calculation. Okay, I guess for 15 to 16 years students, this should be very easy. So now once we get this, we will put the values. It says x upon x plus 5 is equal to x minus 2 upon x plus 2. So cross multiply this. So we'll get x into x plus 2 is equal to x minus 2 into x plus 5. So open the bracket, x into x, x square, x into 2x, x into x, x square, x into 5, 5x, then minus 2x, minus 10. I hope you all know this, how to solve. Same terms get cancelled. So 2x So now we have 2x is equal to, this is 3x minus 10. So number on one side, letter on one side. So we have minus x equal to minus 10. Therefore x becomes 10. Minus minus will get cancelled. So we get x is equal to 10. Okay. So you keep on practicing, everything will be easy for you. Okay. And if you have any doubts, please ask me in the comment section. Okay. So I end the lecture here. We will be solving few more sums in the next lecture. We will see more theorems. Okay, so make a note of all the theorems that you study so that you can quickly revise which all theorems we have studied, and you can keep the theorems in front of you, because in any sum that comes you can just verify like which theorem is this. Okay, so till then, take care, bye.